For decades, one aircraft has pretty much defined what it means to own the sky, the F-22 Raptor. But, the world changes, and so does warfare. So today, we're going to dive deep into what's next. We're putting the legendary F-22 head-to-head with its successor, the F-47, to see how the very definition of air dominance is being completely rewritten.
Okay, so first things first, we have to give the F-22 its due. The thing was an absolute revolution. I mean, it set a bar for air-to-air combat that honestly is still unmatched today. But, and this is the key, it was designed for a world that just doesn't exist anymore. And that means it has some pretty serious flaws for the future.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? It's like two sides of the same coin. On one side, you have this incredible machine, an apex predator with unbelievable stealth and this ability to supercruise. That's flying supersonic without chugging fuel in afterburner. It is the definition of first look, first shot, first kill. But on the other side, well, today's world has really put a spotlight on two massive limitations that were baked into its design from the very beginning. So let's talk about problem number one. There just aren't that many of them. The whole program got its funding cut way back in 2009, which left the Air Force with what people call a silver bullet fleet. Sounds cool, right? But what it actually means is you have a tiny number of super effective jets, not nearly enough for a big, drawn-out fight.
And this is the number that really tells that story. 187. That's it. That is the entire inventory of America's #1 air superiority fighter. Now, when you start thinking about the massive scale of the Pacific or any other modern challenge, that number starts to feel incredibly, well, small. But here's the thing. Even if you had thousands of them, you'd run into an even bigger problem. A problem of physics and geography that some call the tyranny of distance. The Raptor's biggest weakness isn't something you can just fix with a software update. It's part of its DNA. And wow, this chart just lays it out so clearly. The F-22 has a combat radius of about 590 nautical miles. The problem? To really be effective in a theater like the Indo-Pacific, you need to be able to fly out more than 1,000 nautical miles. That huge gap means the F-22 is totally dependent on these huge, slow, and really vulnerable tanker aircraft just to get to the fight.
So how do you fix these huge problems? Well, the answer isn't just to build a slightly better F-22. It's about a total shift in philosophy, a completely new way of thinking about how you control the air. And this slide nails that shift perfectly. Fifth-gen thinking, the F-22's era, was platform-centric. All your power was packed into one incredible but also incredibly expensive jet. The new, sixth-gen way of thinking is all about a system of systems. So think less about a single superhero and more about a whole team of specialists, all connected and working together. The power is spread out, which makes the entire force way more deadly and much harder to defeat. So to put it simply, the next generation of air power is a team sport. Yeah, you've still got the main crewed fighter jet, but its real power comes from its uncrewed wingmen, all the advanced sensors out there, and the super strong data network that ties the whole shebang together into one smart, lethal team. Which brings us to the centerpiece of this whole new philosophy. Meet the F-47. This jet is not just an F-22 replacement. It was designed from a clean sheet of paper to solve the Raptor's biggest problems and to lead this new kind of networked air force. And here it is. This is probably the single most important number to know about this aircraft. Its main design driver, its #1 goal, was a combat radius of over 1,000 nautical miles. I mean, that's not just a small improvement. It is a strategic game changer. It directly solves that range problem we just saw. It's built to fight where it's needed without being chained to those tanker planes. And another thing? Unlike the F-22, which was a pure air-to-air specialist, the F-47 is built to be a multi-tool. It's designed right from the start to handle air superiority, of course, but also to attack targets on the ground and even ships at sea. It's a jack of all trades and a master of them too. Okay, so that takes care of the range issue. But what about the small fleet size, that silver bullet problem? Well, this is where it gets really, really cool. Enter the Collaborative Combat Aircraft, or CCAs. You can think of these as large, semi-autonomous drones that fly as loyal wingmen. And because they're a fraction of the cost of a crewed fighter, you can buy a lot of them. You get what's called affordable mass. This also totally changes how you think about risk. You can send the uncrewed CCAs into the most dangerous areas, saving the F-47 and, more importantly, its pilot for the most critical tasks. It's a revolutionary way to fight. So when you put all these pieces together,
A new long-range jet leading a team of uncrewed aircraft, you're not just playing the game better, you're fundamentally changing the rules of air combat. It's a whole new ballgame. And this might be the biggest shift of all, the role of the pilot. They're no longer just physically flying the plane. With an AI co-pilot helping manage all the data, the human gets promoted. They become a mission commander, a battle space orchestrator. They're not just a pilot anymore. They're the quarterback of the sky, calling the plays for their whole robotic team.
This table just puts it all in perspective. The F-22 was all about the dominance of one platform. The F-47 is about the dominance of an entire system. The F-22 had short legs. The F-47 is built for strategic reach. With the F-22, teaming was limited. With the F-47, commanding drones is central to its whole purpose. It's a leap from simply dominating the air to dominating across multiple domains. And the F-47 isn't being built in a bubble. The US, its allies, and its rivals like China, they're all chasing this same system of systems idea. It's clear this is the future. And that leaves us with one heck of a question. In a world where everyone is playing by these new rules, where everyone has a team of robotic wingmen, what will it actually take to win?